Falling in love rarely announces itself with fireworks. It begins quietly, in moments so small you could almost miss them. A lingering glance, a question asked with genuine interest, the way he remembers something you said weeks ago. Love doesn't always start with big confessions. It starts with subtle shifts in behavior, signals that reveal his heart is beginning to lean toward you. For many women, the uncertainty of those early stages can be confusing. You find yourself wondering, is he serious about me? Or am I just imagining things? These doubts are natural because people often mask their emotions with caution. But here's the truth. No matter how hard someone tries to hide it, genuine feelings have a way of showing themselves. They slip through in the smallest gestures, the consistency of effort, and the way he makes you feel safe without needing to say much at all. Carl Jung once said that the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Falling in love is exactly that, a transformation. It changes the way a man acts, the choices he makes, and even the energy he carries when he's around you. You'll notice it not in dramatic declarations, but in the little ways his world starts to shift to include you. What separates attraction from real affection is depth. Attraction may spark interest, but falling for someone creates patterns, steady behaviors that reveal he's not just interested for a moment, but invested for the long run. A man who is falling for you doesn't need to say it out loud right away. His actions, his attention, and his consistency will speak on his behalf. He will prioritize you, protect you, and slowly open up parts of himself he doesn't share with anyone else. This is why it's so important to recognize the signs. They are not just habits. They are reflections of his heart. They reveal the difference between someone who enjoys your company and someone who sees you as essential to his life. These signs don't appear overnight, but if you pay attention, you'll notice the pattern of his affection unfolding right in front of you. In this guide, we'll explore 15 powerful signs he is falling for you. Each one is drawn from real human behavior. The small details, the subtle choices, and the quiet gestures that reveal what words sometimes cannot. If you find yourself recognizing these signs in your own relationship, it may mean you are no longer just part of his present. You are becoming part of his future. So as you listen, pay attention not just to what he says, but to what he does. Because love, when it's real, is always written in the details. He remembers the smallest details about you. He remembers the smallest details about you because his attention goes far beyond polite listening. It comes from genuine care. When someone is truly falling for you, their mind and heart naturally focus on the things that matter to you, no matter how small they may seem. You might casually mention your favorite snack, a book you loved as a child, or the way certain songs calm you down, and later you find him bringing those details back into the conversation. He remembers the color you wore when you first met, the story behind the scar on your hand, or how you take your coffee without needing to ask twice. These little acts are his way of showing you that he's not just hearing you, he's absorbing you. This kind of attentiveness is not forced. It's effortless, because when someone is emotionally invested, their memory becomes sharper around you. He may surprise you with small gestures like buying your favorite candy when you didn't ask, or referencing something you said weeks ago that even you had forgotten. It's his way of saying, I see you, I value you, you matter to me. The beauty of these moments lies in their sincerity. Anyone can remember big occasions like birthdays or anniversaries, but when a man remembers the small, seemingly insignificant things, it reveals how much space you occupy in his inner world. It means he's paying attention to your essence, not just the surface. This is one of the clearest signs that he's falling for you. His affection shows not in grand declarations, but in the subtle details he carefully collects. Every remembered moment is proof that you've become more than just a passing thought. You've become someone he treasures. He prioritizes spending time with you. He prioritizes spending time with you when being in your presence becomes more important to him than anything else competing for his attention. In the early stages of attraction, people often balance their schedules cautiously, keeping their independence guarded. But when a man is truly falling for you, that balance begins to shift. Not because he abandons his responsibilities, but because he willingly makes space for you in his life. His calendar, once filled with work, friends, or personal plans, starts to bend around the opportunity to see you. You notice it in subtle ways. He doesn't just wait for you to reach out. He initiates. He suggests plans, even simple ones like grabbing coffee, taking a walk, or just spending quiet time together. He looks for excuses to be near you, even if it means rearranging his day. What's most telling is not the grand gestures, but the small sacrifices. Leaving work a bit earlier, skipping a night out with friends, or choosing to run errands with you instead of alone. These choices reveal where his heart is leaning. When a man prioritizes time with you, he is silently communicating that you bring him peace, joy, and meaning. You are no longer an afterthought or a convenience. You are becoming a central part of his world. And it's not just about quantity but quality. Even in short moments, he's present, engaged, and invested in making you feel valued. This shift is one of the strongest signs of emotional attachment. Time is the one resource we can never get back. And when he consistently chooses to share his with you, it's proof that you've moved from being someone he likes to someone he doesn't want to live without. His body language softens around. His body language softens around you when his feelings start to bypass words and express themselves through gestures, posture, and presence. You'll notice it in the little ways he relaxes when you enter the room. The tension in his shoulders eases, his arms uncross, and his tone naturally becomes gentler. His face lights up, not with forced politeness, but with genuine warmth that he couldn't fake even if he tried. These subtle changes are his body's way of revealing what his heart is beginning to feel. When a man is falling for you, his guard slowly drops. He may lean in when you speak, mirroring your movements without realizing it. His eyes linger on you a little longer than usual, not in a way that makes you uncomfortable, but in a way that makes you feel seen. Even his smile is different, softer, more frequent, as if simply being near you unlocks a version of himself that isn't shown to everyone else. You may notice how his touch changes too. A light brush of the hand, the way he steadies you when walking through a crowded place, or how he instinctively moves closer in a protective yet gentle way. These are not grand or calculated moves. They are instinctive responses born out of care. His body reveals the comfort and safety he feels in your presence, as though you've created a space where he no longer needs to perform or pretend. Body language doesn't lie. Words can be rehearsed, but the softening of his gestures, the openness of his posture, and the quiet attentiveness in his eyes all point to one truth. He is falling, and his body is showing you what he may not yet have the courage to say. He listens attentively to what you say. Listens attentively to what you say when your words matter to him more than the noise of the world. Many people hear, but few truly listen. The difference becomes clear when a man is falling for you. His attention doesn't wander to his phone, the television, or the distractions around him. Instead, he leans in, maintains eye contact, and gives you the feeling that, in that moment, nothing is more important than what you are sharing. It's not just about nodding politely or offering surface-level responses. He remembers the details of your stories, the emotions behind your words, and even the things you don't say outright. If you casually mention a challenge at work, he'll ask you about it later, showing he was paying attention. If you express a fear or dream, he tucks it away in his heart, ready to support you when you need it. His listening becomes active, engaged, and empathetic. What makes this so powerful is the respect it communicates. Listening is an act of value. It tells you that your thoughts are worth his time, that your feelings are valid, and that your perspective enriches his world. It's his way of building trust without having to declare it. When a man listens in this way, he's not just gathering information, he's deepening connection. He isn't waiting for his turn to speak or trying to fix everything. He's simply present, offering you the gift of his focus. And in today's world, where attention is scattered and rare, this is one of the clearest signs of emotional investment. His attentive listening whispers a truth his words might not yet say out loud. He cares deeply, and his heart is opening to you. 5. He finds reasons to be close to you. He finds reasons to be close to you when physical presence becomes his unspoken way of saying he feels drawn to you. Attraction often starts subtly, but when a man is falling for you, it shows in how he orbits your space. He may not always come with big declarations of affection, but you'll notice him creating small opportunities to be near. Maybe he chooses the seat beside you instead of across the room. Maybe he lingers a little longer when you say goodbye, or his hand brushes yours in a way that feels both accidental and intentional. These gestures aren't always about romance in the obvious sense. Sometimes they're as simple as offering to help you carry something heavy, walking you to your car, or leaning closer when you're talking in a crowded place. Each move signals his desire to close the distance between you. It's as if his body can't help but seek yours, not in a possessive way, but in a way that quietly says, "I feel safe and alive when I'm near you." You may also notice how he positions himself in social settings. Even if others are around, he finds ways to draw near, to share a joke, or to catch your eye. Physical closeness becomes his bridge to emotional closeness. And while he may not always be conscious of it, his actions reveal what words often cannot. Being near you is where he wants to be. This closeness is one of the most natural signs of growing affection. It's not about control or pressure. It's about connection. When a man consistently seeks ways to shorten the physical and emotional space between you, it's his soul's quiet admission that he's falling, and he doesn't want to resist it. He shares personal stories and vulnerabilities. He shares personal stories and vulnerabilities when his feelings for you deepen beyond surface attraction and move into trust. At the start, most people present only the polished version of themselves, the achievements, the strengths, the highlights. But when a man is falling for you, he begins to lower that shield. He lets you glimpse the parts of his life he doesn't show everyone else. The childhood memories that shaped him, the struggles he's endured, the insecurities he quietly carries. This sharing doesn't happen all at once. It unfolds gradually, often in quiet conversations where he feels safe with you. Maybe he tells you about the mistakes he regrets, or the moments when he felt broken, or the dreams he's too shy to admit publicly. He may even reveal fears about the future, about being good enough, about losing people he loves. These aren't just stories. They're pieces of his inner world, handed to you with the unspoken hope that you'll treat them with care. The significance lies in what this means. Vulnerability is risk, the risk of being judged, rejected, or misunderstood. So when he chooses to open up, it signals that he sees you as someone he can trust, someone who won't weaponize his honesty against him. In fact, sharing these truths often brings him closer because he feels more connected to you after exposing the raw parts of himself. This openness is one of the strongest signs that his affection is real. Infatuation thrives on image, but love grows in truth. And when a man allows you to see not just who he is at his best, but who he is at his most fragile, he is showing you something profound. He's not just falling for you. He's letting you in. 7. He supports your dreams and goals. He supports your dreams and goals when his care for you goes beyond the present moment and extends into the future you are building. Many people admire from a distance, but when a man is falling for you, he doesn't just admire, he actively encourages your growth. He wants to see you succeed, not because it benefits him, but because your happiness and fulfillment matter deeply to him. This support shows up in both big and small ways. He listens when you talk about your ambitions, not dismissing them as unrealistic, but treating them as worthy and possible. He asks questions, offers encouragement, and reminds you of your strengths when self-doubt creeps in. If you're studying late, he respects your time. If you're chasing a career dream, he celebrates your progress and cheers for your victories, no matter how small. He sees your potential clearly, even in moments when you can't. What makes this different from casual interest is his consistency. He doesn't just nod politely when you speak about your goals. He remembers them and checks in about them. He may send you resources, share advice, or simply be there as a steady presence reminding you that you're capable. In his actions, he shows that your future matters to him as much as his own. True support is rare because it requires selflessness. But when a man is falling for you, your dreams feel personal to him. Your success becomes his joy, and your struggles stir his empathy. He doesn't compete with you, nor does he feel threatened by your ambitions. Instead, he takes pride in being your cheerleader. That's when you know his love runs deeper. He doesn't just want to be part of your life today. He wants to see you rise into the person you're meant to become tomorrow. He introduces you to people who matter to him. Introduces you to people who matter to him when his feelings move beyond private affection and step into the public space of his world. In the early stages of attraction, a man may keep his interest quiet, testing his emotions and protecting his heart. But when he's falling for you, he no longer wants to keep you separate from the rest of his life. Instead, he begins weaving you into it, not only through time spent together, but by opening the doors to the people he values most. This introduction is never casual. Friends, siblings, parents, or mentors. These are the people who know him best, the ones who have witnessed his journey, struggles, and growth. Allowing you to meet them is a form of silent acknowledgement. You're important enough to be seen as part of his future. He wants those closest to him to see you, hear you, and know you. Because you are no longer just someone he's dating. You're becoming someone who matters deeply. The way he acts during these introductions also reveals his feelings. He might beam with quiet pride as he says your name, or stay close to you in group settings to make sure you feel comfortable. He'll highlight your strengths in front of others, casually telling stories that make you shine. This isn't about showing off. It's about integration. He's bringing two parts of his life together, you and his inner circle, because he doesn't see them as separate anymore. When a man does this, it signals a turning point. Attraction may spark in private, but love seeks recognition. By inviting you into his closest circles, he is saying without words, you are not temporary. You belong here in my world, with the people who know me best. He gets protective without being controlling. He gets protective without being controlling when his care for you comes from love, not insecurity. There's a subtle difference between someone who tries to dominate your choices and someone who simply wants to make sure you're safe and supported. When a man is falling for you, this difference becomes clear. He doesn't restrict you or demand that you live by his rules. Instead, his protectiveness shows up in thoughtful actions that say, your well-being matters to me. You'll notice it in small gestures first. He might walk you to your car at night, check in to see if you got home safely, or position himself on the side of the sidewalk closest to traffic. He notices when you're uncomfortable in a room and finds ways to ease your tension, whether by staying close or gently redirecting the conversation. He looks out for your emotional safety too, defending you when others speak harshly, respecting your boundaries, and creating space where you feel secure being yourself. This protectiveness doesn't feel heavy. It feels light. It doesn't cage you. It frees you. Because behind it, there is no desire to control where you go or what you do. Instead, it's a reassurance that whatever you face, you won't face it alone. He is present, not possessive. The beauty of this quality is that it balances strength with respect. He acknowledges your independence and trusts your judgment, but his instinct is to stand beside you when storms arise. That instinct comes from a place of love, not fear. And when you experience it, you can feel the difference. His protectiveness doesn't limit you. It strengthens you. It tells you that in his heart your safety and peace are priorities he will always hold close. 10. He initiates conversations and checks in. Often. He initiates conversations and checks in often when his thoughts naturally wander to you throughout the day, and reaching out becomes less of a choice and more of an instinct. In the early stages of interest, communication may feel measured, even strategic. But when a man is truly falling for you, the rhythm shifts. He doesn't wait for you to always start the dialogue. Instead, he takes the first step because connecting with you is something he looks forward to, not something he calculates. This shows up in simple yet meaningful ways. He sends a message just to ask how your day is going. He calls when something reminds him of you, even if it's just a small detail you once mentioned. He doesn't let long silences stretch between you unless life truly demands it. And even then, he circles back to you, eager to re-establish the thread of connection. These gestures are his way of saying, you're on my mind and I want you to know it. What makes his effort genuine is consistency. He doesn't only reach out when he's bored, lonely, or needs something. He does it simply to hear your voice, to share a laugh, or to stay close to your world. Over time, you'll notice how these check-ins create a steady presence. They reassure you that you're not an afterthought but someone central to his emotional landscape. Communication is the lifeline of relationships, and his initiative reveals more than interest. It reveals care. He wants to know how you're really doing, not just on the surface. And that desire to stay connected, to check in without an agenda, is one of the clearest signs he's falling for you. It shows he values not only your presence, but also your everyday life, moment by moment. 11. He looks for ways to make you smile. He looks for ways to make you smile when your happiness becomes a source of joy for him. It's not about impressing you with grand gestures or trying to win approval. It's about the quiet delight he feels when he sees your face light up. A man who is falling for you pays attention to what lifts your mood. He doesn't always say, "I love you," but he knows when you smile, he feels it. He knows when you laugh, he knows when you connect. This is a quiet, and he weaves those discoveries into his actions. Maybe it's sending you a funny meme at the right moment, bringing you your favorite snack without being asked, or teasing you playfully in a way that only makes you laugh. These moments are intentional but never forced. He isn't trying to perform, he's simply expressing affection in the simplest form he knows, making you smile. Sometimes it's in small surprises, taking you somewhere you once said you loved, or remembering that certain flowers brighten your day. Other times, it's just in the way he leans into his humor, his warmth, and his creativity, all for the sake of drawing out your laughter. What makes this meaningful is the motivation behind it. He isn't doing it for recognition or to gain something in return. He does it because seeing you smile makes him feel closer to you, as though your joy feeds his own. This is one of the quiet signs of genuine affection. Your emotions matter to him enough that he actively looks for ways to lift them. When someone goes out of their way, even in small ways, to spark joy in your day, it shows where their heart is leaning. A smile may seem like a small thing, but in love, it becomes everything. His effort to bring that light into your life is proof that he's not just interested in you, he's invested in your happiness. He remembers important dates and occasions. He remembers important dates and occasions because your life has become meaningful to him in ways that extend beyond the everyday. When a man is falling for you, he doesn't just mark the big milestones like birthdays or anniversaries. He also treasures the little dates and details that most people might overlook. He recalls the day you first met, the first time you shared something personal, or even the small victories you've mentioned along the way. These moments stay with him because they are tied to the way he feels about you. It isn't about obligation or routine. It's about emotional investment. He makes mental notes of the things that matter to you, then brings them back at the right time to show he cares. Maybe he surprises you with a message on the anniversary of an achievement, or he plans something special because he remembered a date that meant a lot to you in the past. His efforts don't always need to be elaborate. Sometimes, simply saying, "I know today is important for you," is enough to reveal how much he values your world. This attentiveness reflects more than memory. It reflects priority. People remember what they care about. By holding on to your important dates, he's showing that your happiness is a priority woven into his life. Even when he has his own responsibilities, he makes sure you feel celebrated and seen. When a man remembers your occasions without being reminded, it's one of the clearest signs of his affection. It proves he is not just present in your life casually, but wholeheartedly. He's telling you in the quietest, most consistent way, "You matter enough for me to remember." And that kind of care is the foundation of something lasting. He respects your boundaries and values. He respects your boundaries and values when his love is expressed not through pressure, but through patience and understanding. In the early stages of attraction, some people may try to test limits, push for more than you're ready to give, or dismiss what you believe in as unimportant. But a man who is truly falling for you shows his feelings in the opposite way, by honoring the lines you've drawn and the principles you live by. Respect in this form is quiet but powerful. If you say no to something, he listens without resentment. If you share what makes you uncomfortable, he adjusts his actions instead of questioning your standards. When you talk about your values, whether they're spiritual, cultural, or personal, he doesn't dismiss them. He leans in with curiosity and care. This doesn't mean he always agrees with everything you say or do, but it does mean he treats your perspective with dignity. His respect shows up in how safe you feel around him. You don't have to constantly defend your choices or compromise your comfort just to keep his interest. Instead, you feel more at ease being your authentic self, knowing your boundaries won't be ignored or trampled. That kind of security is rare, and it reveals his sincerity. What makes this sign so meaningful is that respect forms the foundation of love that lasts. Affection without respect fades quickly, but when a man both cherishes and honors you, it shows his feelings go beyond attraction. By respecting your boundaries and values, he's telling you, "I see you as whole, and I want to love you without changing who you are." Now, and that more than anything proves he is falling in a way that is both deep and real. He talks about the future with you in it. He talks about the future with you in it when his affection starts moving from the present moment into long-term vision. At first, conversations may stay light. about plans for the weekend or a movie to watch. But when a man is falling for you, his language begins to shift. Suddenly, the future isn't just someday, it's shaped with you beside him. He might casually mention a trip he wants to take with you, a restaurant he hopes you'll try together, or even bigger things like where he sees himself living and what kind of life he imagines. These glimpses into tomorrow are more than passing words. They are signs of emotional investment. Including you in his plans, big or small, shows that he envisions you as part of his world beyond the present. It means he's not treating the connection as temporary or fleeting. He's quietly anchoring you into his path forward. What's powerful is how natural these conversations feel. He doesn't sit you down to make dramatic promises. Instead, he weaves you into his dreams without hesitation. Maybe he talks about attending a friend's wedding together, or mentions, "We should do that next year." Each "we" is a subtle but meaningful signal that he doesn't see his life without your presence in it. Talking about the future in this way isn't about fantasy, it's about comfort. It reveals that he feels safe enough to imagine stability with you, that his heart trusts this connection enough to carry it forward. When his words consistently place you in his vision of what's ahead, it's one of the clearest signs he's falling. He's not just living in the moment with you, he's dreaming with you, and that means he sees you as part of his tomorrow. 15. His actions consistently match his words. His actions consistently match his words when he proves that his feelings for you are more than empty promises or fleeting emotions. In the early stages of attraction, it's easy for someone to say all the right things, to talk about caring, commitment, or plans for the future. But words alone can be fragile. What sets a man apart when he's truly falling for you is his ability to turn those words into consistent, reliable actions. You'll notice it in the little ways first. If he says he'll call, he does. If he promises to show up, he arrives on time. When he tells you he cares, his behavior reflects it through attentiveness, respect, and effort. There's no need to chase him for reassurance because his consistency speaks louder than declarations. This reliability creates a sense of trust that feels steady and safe, a foundation on which deeper love can grow. More than just reliability, his follow-through reveals integrity. He doesn't tell you what you want to hear just to keep your interest. Instead, he speaks carefully, knowing that his actions must honor his words. Even in moments when life gets busy or difficult, he still shows up in the ways that matter most. His gestures don't have to be grand. Often, it's the quiet steadiness of keeping promises that makes you feel secure in his affection. This alignment of words and actions is one of the strongest signs he is falling for you, because it shows that his feelings are not a game or a performance. They are rooted in sincerity. His consistency tells you he values you, respects you, and intends to build something real. And when a man's actions echo his words, you no longer have to wonder where you stand. His love becomes something you can trust.